Okay, so the next brand up is Loake. In my case, I got a penny loafer. This is in suede, and you can see it's olive green, a little bit of a bolder color.
A little more unusual.
Right. The model name is Eton, and this is 185 pounds, which comes out to about $230 US.
Yeah, and I think that includes about like 20% VAT. So in the past, you could just subtract that and they would ship it to the US. But I noticed Loake disallowed European stockists to ship them to Canada and the US. So if you're in Europe, it's very easy to find those shoes. And Loake has always been known as a value brand, kind of English styling. But now in the US, it's a lot harder to actually get the shoes. And I don't know why they did that. Maybe they want to sell them directly and have a markup in there. But it's a little disappointing, I thought.
Right, I think so too.
Yeah. So I actually got a pair of boots from their 1880 series, which we'll cover in another video of this style when it's all about boots and best boots under a certain budget. And in the past, I've had other Loake shoes. Yeah, they're a traditional brand. They're leather, it's calf leather. It's good quality. It's not like the best leather in the world. It's not crappy leather. It's somewhere in a medium segment. But
Right.
How do you like the suede?
Well, I think it's the fact that this is a very sort of traditional English styling helps to offset the fact that I did choose to get a slightly bolder color. Part of the reason I went for something that was different is because, as you'll see as we continue to go through our selections here, I ended up getting quite a few different brown suede loafers. That's just what they offered us in a lot of cases.
Okay.
So to have something that was different and a little bit bolder, I thought was advantageous. And it's nice that, again, it's offset by that more traditional last shape.
And I mean, they have a lot of classic last shapes, right? A lot of business shoes that you can wear, brown, black shoes, and even the boots. I think their suedes are very nice, have a nice touch, kind of a short nap. They're not too soft, but they're also not super stiff.
Right.
I think their regular calf leathers are maybe a little stiffer. Workmanship, they're made in England. As such, they're Goodyear welted, which is like the standard over there. Like they don't do Blake really, England. So yeah, what do you think about the finishing?
I thought that the construction of these was very high quality all around. The stitching was nice and even. I didn't see any loose threads or anything. The way that the sole was attached to the upper, I thought was good. No, obvious defects there. Yeah, very, very high quality construction all around, I thought.
Good.
As far as fit with these is concerned, I was disappointed that they didn't fit me better out of the box for how nice I think they look. In addition to being loose on my feet overall, my heels do tend to slip out of them.
Okay.
I do also have the same problem where they're hitting the underside of my tibias, actually on both feet.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so what would you say, what size did you get in these?
This was size 8 UK, and I did follow the sizing guidelines on their website as to taking your typical size, which in my case is an 8.5 US, then you would convert that to UK sizing, which I think is one lower, so that'd be a 7.5. But they recommended that you size up a half size from what you would normally get. Ergo, I picked a size 8 UK, but that all said, they again did not fit me as well out of the box as I hoped they would.
Do you think half size smaller would be a better fit, or would it be too short, or what do you think?
I think probably having that half size smaller would help. What I'm noticing in getting a lot of these shoes, and a lot of loafers in particular, is loafers just by their nature, because they cover less of your foot, are harder to have an exact fit right away.
Well, and the problem with a loafer is you don't have the lacing system to keep stuff in place. If you're an Oxford or Derby, you can just tie it down. With a loafer, the fit is more important, because if the tongue comes up further, or if the vamp is cut lower, there's even more area exposed. And if it doesn't have a tight heel fit, you just slip in the back. So yeah, buying loafers unseen is always harder.
Right.
And it's more risky. So always make sure that you can return them if they don't fit. And otherwise it's a pain.
Right, absolutely. And that's definitely something that I went through the learning process with as we did this with these different retailers. I think ultimately these will probably be salvageable for me. I could, make some modifications such as putting an adhesive pad on the tongue here to move my foot back more to the heel of the shoe. Also, I will need to put into all of these shoes insoles. In my case, they're mainly for perspiration and odor. As we've talked about in previous videos, in particular our video on how to deodorize shoes, which you can find right here, that's something I have to do with all of my shoes, is put those insoles in there. So that should probably help to snug up that fit a little bit as well.
In an ideal world, though, people should always get the right size shoe.
Absolutely.
And sometimes if you're unsure, you can just buy 2 sizes. I've done it before, and then just send the one back that you don't like. I mean, with that being said, disregarding the fit, because that's a little harder, what would be your rating?
I gave these a 3.5, keeping the fit in mind in my rating, and also considering that comfort factor that the height of the side of the shoe here was rubbing a little bit. If we were to discount those fit issues, given how nice the construction is, how nice I think the look is, these maybe could have gotten up to a 4 out of 5 or maybe even higher.
All right.